Hey guys, my name's Lisa,
And I'm Brittany.
and this is the Imperfect Moms Club.
Yeah, so we're gonna go over our mommy daily routines. Like all the
Yeah, woo.
YouTubers do it. They're like, get ready with me. And like I watch it and I'm like, my life doesn't look like that.
Yeah, I mean, can you even call it a routine? I feel like I just drag myself out of bed and just do stuff. I don't know. I'm not very disciplined.
Yeah, I'm really good at writing a schedule. Like I'm so good at planning. And this is gonna sound bad, but sometimes when I'm sitting in church on Sunday night, I'm like, okay, so like this week is gonna be amazing. And so then I'm not listening. So then I get my little notebook out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m. And every day I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go for a jog and then I'm gonna get back by 5:30. I'll take a quick shower, I'll make breakfast, and I like plan out my day.
Mhm.
And then Monday morning hits and nothing on my list ever happens.
Mhm.
Like especially as moms, I'm like, it's good to have a plan, but be ready for the plan to go out the window as soon as the
Yeah.
kids are awake. 'Cause-
Yeah, and I mean, I assume that it's different, since you work part-time and then like I don't work, and so like I feel like I just get up and I do whatever my child boss needs me to do. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, so I guess the things that are always the same are I always get up at 7. Well, okay, so before newborn time, because
Yeah.
newborns, that kind of throws it out of whack. But for Lily's basically most of her life, it was I get up at 7 every morning, 7 a.m. She just was up at 7. And so I never got to sleep in ever, like not a single day of my life. My husband did, but whatever, I'm not bitter about it. And so yeah, so 7 a.m. and then she'd have breakfast, and then I guess her lunchtime is like 11:30, and then she eats dinner at 5. But other than that, it's just
It's just crazy town
it's
from
just
the
whatever.
rest of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's not really a routine. It's just kind of this is when she eats food.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, especially when they're little. I mean, you can't tell a 3-month-old, like, oh, no, no, you need to wait a half hour for your bottle. It's not time yet. Like, if they're hungry, they're hungry.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, so I guess you would have more of a set schedule.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, whether or not the things get done, I still have to be at work on time.
Mhm.
so so this past 2 years I've worked part-time. Before that it was full-time, and that was even more of a crazy life. So yeah, I get up at 5:30 because if I've learned that if I don't wake up before my kids and my husband, like my makeup's not going to happen, my hair's not going to happen, it's
Mhm.
going to be a not cute day. So I get up and then I try to like listen to something because I like having noise in the background. That's just how I am. So I'll turn on a YouTube video or a podcast or something, and I'll set that down, my phone down, and I fly through my makeup. I do my hair. Sometimes I go through like 3 different hairstyles before I find one that works because I don't wash my hair every day. And so, you get
Oh,
to
I don't
like,
either.
yeah, it's like once a week I'll do a good hair wash. And then other than that, I'm just like rinsing it out or whatever. And most of the time it ends up like this, which is just a big messy bun. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm a teacher. It's fine. So I walk
Messy
out
bun
with
all
that.
the way. Messy bun is the mom crown.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? The thing is, like no one can see me except you right now, Lisa. But my it keeps leaning over. What is this on my left? It's leaning to my left. It started off in the middle of my head. It always does. And then I don't know if it's because I move my head so much when I'm talking.
That happens with me too. Like yeah, and then I
It like
start like leaning
falls.
out, like my body starts leaning that way.
Yeah. And so anyway, it's leaning over. And then by the end of the day, it looks like a side bun and it's French. So it's cute. I just go with it. It gets funny because I'll be at school and sometimes the high schoolers will be like, oh, Miss Brittany, your hair is so cute. And I'm like, is it? And I like look in the mirror real quick. I'm like, oh, okay, that works. Like, because I don't know what it looks like. Um, yeah, and then Molly is always up at like 5:50 or 6 a.m. and she wants cartoons and breakfast and she wants it like now. And so I'll be even like half dressed. And I'm like, mommy needs to put clothes on first. And she's like, I want avocado toast. And sometimes the avocados aren't ready, or I just didn't get avocados that week. Oh, and we have a meltdown. Have to write that in the schedule. We have a meltdown.
Your child eats avocado toast? That's
Oh,
awesome.
she is so like Instagrammer girl, fancy, like and then she used to like, because we would split an avocado. She'd see me eat it, and so she wanted it. So I'd split it with her. And then I used to put the everything bagel spice on it. And then one random day we decided that must be poison. So she sat there and she didn't tell me she didn't like it anymore. She let me put it on and I presented it to her. And then she proceeded to pick every tiny little poppy seed and like sesame seed off. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't like the spices. I'm like, you could have told me that. Before that, we had to do egg on toast. And so I would make the egg, I'd fry an egg, I'd put it on the toast, I'd bring it over, and then she had to have me cut the egg in half so she could see the yolk. And that was like, if she didn't see the yolk, she wouldn't eat it.
Oh, man.
I don't know. And then there's like my 6-year-old who just pours her own cereal. She doesn't care what it is. It could be Raisin Bran. It could be Fruit Loops. She doesn't care. And she's just like, whatever. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat something.
What time does the older one get up?
Well, if she sleeps in, she could sleep until 6:30, but we walk out the door at 7. So I'm like, girl, get up. And then she's like all grouchy. And I'm like, no, you're not 16. Get out of there. So they drink something or whatever. If it's Saturday, it's so different. I just turn on the TV and I veg on the couch probably till 9 o'clock. And I'm just like, sure, we'll do another episode. I don't care.
Nice.
It's fine. But yeah, and so I try and get them dressed. And then my daughter, so she has to wear a uniform to school. So she wears this like jumper. And then underneath, she's supposed to have a polo. And every day, without fail, like, go get your clothes on. She's like, okay. So she runs down and I hang everything up. I hang up the polo and I hang up the jumper, and like on the same hanger. Every day she comes out to have me help her with her zipper. There's no polo. It's just and I'm like, honey, it's not that kind of dress. And also you have to wear the polo. What? Every day. And the other one can just do what she wants because it's daycare. And I'm like, yeah, sure. You want to wear your pajamas? I don't care. Yeah. You want to wear the princess dress? Sure. It's so easy. And then, so anyway, while they're trying to get dressed and I'm yelling at them to brush their teeth, and they're fighting over the toothbrush or whatever is going on, I'm trying to throw some kind of lunch together. When I was full-time, I would make all the lunches the night before. Like that was like my life hack. That's how I survived.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like my kids do not have all 5 food groups in their lunchbox. They just don't. Like I make sure that there's always like a granola bar, some sort of fruit. If it's not fresh fruit, it's a fruit cup. If it's not a fruit cup, it's that fruit leather stuff. Just whatever. I just throw it all in there. And then my husband's dairy free, so he has to have like a special lunch.
Oh.
I know. So I have to like get all the special dairy free stuff. And then half the time his lunchbox comes back half full, or like he hasn't touched his lunchbox because he's been eating out of the snack machine at school. And I'm like, hey, dude, like I help you fill up that snack machine, and we have to like bump up the prices. So I know you spent $3 on those Oreos, and it only cost me 50 cents to get in the at the store to buy those. Oh, what's wrong with you? Stop it. And I don't pack myself lunch because right now I work till I get home about 1 o'clock ish. And so I just eat at home because I'm going to eat at home anyway, because I get bored. And so I've learned that I'll eat at school and then I'll come home and eat again.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll pack like a granola bar if I'm like really hungry, but I'm like, I'm just going to eat again later. So I'll just make that my lunch. Girls go down for nap. And then if I have motivation and if I have coffee, I do some kind of chore while they're napping. But 9 times out of 10, that doesn't happen. 9 times out of 10, I sit there and scroll on my phone. I'm just like, I need a minute. I've been working all day. I've been up since 5:30. I need a minute. I've been taking care of tiny humans, and I'm done.
How long is nap time usually?
Okay, so right now my oldest doesn't nap anymore. So I make her rest, quote unquote, for
Mhm.
I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then she can play on her tablet for a little bit. And Molly, let's see, she'll fall asleep like at 1:30, sometimes 2. And when she's at 2, I'm like, girl, I've been in here for like an hour, like go to bed. And then she'll wake up at 2:45. And when she wakes up, she's a monster. I don't know if when your kids wake up if they're monsters.
Lily used to have like a full blown tantrum. Like we're talking like screaming at the top of her lungs every single time she got up from her nap.
Mhm.
She's finally not doing that. It's been a couple months now that she hasn't been doing that anymore. She gets up and she's like a daisy. But yeah, for a long time, like I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with this child. Like, can I like give them away? What am I gonna do? Because I just can't deal with the tantrums. Like they eat me up inside and I
Yes.
can't listen to it and it's hard. And like sometimes my husband will like he'll see me freaking out and he'll be like, do you need to go in the other room? Like I can listen to her scream if you need to. And then like 9 times out of 10, I'm like, yep, bye.
Mhm.
But like, yeah. So I mean, luckily, yeah, she's not doing that anymore. But ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
those tantrums after nap time are like, and I don't even know what it is. I mean, I
Yeah,
understand.
like you just fell asleep. Like you were dreaming. You were on a unicorn or something in your dream. What? Why?
Yeah. So on the weekends, do you guys have like do you try to stick to a schedule too, or the weekends
Oh
are you just
no.
like whatever? Yeah.
Oh no, because since we have such early days, and it's go 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 all throughout the week,
Mhm.
especially if it's like a busy school week where there's lots of sports and there's traveling and we have to cart the kids from this school to that school so they can play their games or whatever. The weekend, like we just do nothing. We might do like a house project or something if we feel like it. But there's other weekends we just are so lazy. We just stay in our jammies all day.
Nice.
Now the kids still get up at like 6 because they don't understand what the weekend is.
Yeah.
But that's why I just turn the TV on and I'm like, here, you just do
Yeah, I
this.
man, I wish Lily knew what weekends were.
And even
Like,
if you let them stay up, it doesn't matter. They still wake up at 6.
yeah.
Like, woman, I let you stay up till like 10 o'clock. Like we just had our big graduation ceremony at school, and the girls were there eating all of this cake. Like, because I was trying to talk to parents, and I'm watching Molly down her third cupcake, and I'm like, oh my word. This
Mhm.
kid. And then so they went to bed and they fell asleep, I don't know, maybe 10:30. She still got up at like 5:30. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm tired.
Yeah, and then, Lily will do that too, where she stayed up or she like didn't sleep very well. She's up at 7 and then she'll like be rubbing her eyes and I'm like, "Come on.
Mhm,
Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're still tired. Like, go to sleep." But then if I try to put her in her crib, it's like the end of the world. And so
mhm,
I just watch her be sleepy and I'm like, "Okay, well, you're just gonna be sleepy. Mommy needs like 30 cups of coffee now." Like,
mhm.
especially like with the newborn. I guess my schedule now, so Lily eats dinner at 5 and then her bedtime 6:30 and then at 6:30 my husband takes over like newborn stuff until 2. So he stays up until 2 in the morning and then at 2 in the morning it's my turn to like get up with her. Um and but then right after having a second night shift, I'm like up at 7 with
Mhm.
Lily. And so some days I'm like super like annoyed about it. But I mean, we're getting about the same amount of sleep. It's just his is continuous and mine isn't. Which is fine. I just need lots of coffee. But yeah, that dude is not good at being sleepy. So I mean, I handle it better. So
Mhm.
I'll get up. I whatever. I mean, I don't understand how like stay-at-home moms can have schedules. I don't
Yeah,
even
I
know what
mean,
that means. Like
I think
things just
you
happen. I don't know.
yes. Well, because in the summer, I'm full mom mode, which I love. I love it. I mean, I'll still run over to the school because my husband's the administrator. I'm there a lot more than your typical teacher would be, and I'm
Mhm.
helping him a lot. So we do like fun stuff, like we renovate classrooms or we go through supply closets and throw out junk from the 1950s and whatever, which is kind of fun. You flip through these old textbooks and you're like, oh my word, I cannot believe we used to teach this. stuff. Especially like some of the science books. I'm like, wow. And it's funny because we work at a Christian school. It's a private Christian school. Some of the science pages are like stapled together, and it makes me want to open them even more. And I'm like, what are we not telling these kids? Like, like we need to prepare these children for life. They need to know.
Yeah.
So whatever. But yeah, it's summertime. Like I don't really have like, okay, we wake up at this time. We just wake up when the kids wake up. You know, we have to have lunch by this time. It's just like a routine. You wake up when you wake up. You make your coffee. You maybe throw some clothes on sometime, maybe not, you know, and you have like your general routine for like bedtime. Like, okay, well, you brush your teeth and then it's jammies and then it's a story and whatever. So it's not like set to a T, like, you know, it's more of a routine. And then you just go with it. You know, if you're going out to the park that day, you just throw some snacks in your bag and you go. It's just, yeah.
So I guess like the small stuff, like you said, getting up and getting coffee and stuff. I mean, I guess in that sense, I do have a routine. You know, like I give her breakfast, and while she's in her chair, and you know, I don't have to like have my eyeballs on her because I know she's attached in there and she can get into trouble. I have time
You
to
put
like
buckles on those things for the moms. They're not for the kids.
yeah. So I have time to like I make my coffee. It's so funny. Like before Lily was born, I didn't like coffee at all. And then I'm telling you, like the second she came out of my uterus, my brain was like, oh, you love coffee now. You need it to survive. Like you need coffee. So like ever since like now I need coffee every day. And it's actually like not I learned how to make it the way I like it. So it's like not bad, but
Oh, I like lots of creamer in my coffee.
I do milk and sugar.
It's got to be the color of the inside of my wrist. Like, and I am white. I'm very white. So, and my husband will make fun of me because he drinks it black. And I'm like, I'm fancy and it's cafe au lait and I'm French and you're making fun of my culture and I don't appreciate that. So.
My husband drinks it black too. I don't understand. My mom drinks it black too, and I'm just like, it just doesn't taste good.
No, why do you hate yourself?
Yeah, it just doesn't. Ugh. I can only really do chores when she's napping or when she's like in her chair, because otherwise I'm telling her like, hey, don't touch that, or don't go there, or don't do that, or don't crush your sister like a bug or whatever. So that's usually when I'll try to do like some kind of chore, like dishes or whatever. And then, you know, throughout the day I have to, you know, I have laundry and the dishes and stuff like that. So, but I usually just, you know, I'll do stuff when I can get time. Like there's no time. Like I'm not like, oh, laundry time, whatever.
Right.
Like what you're hearing so far? Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you, and we really love sharing with you guys. Now back to the show. I used to want a job, like a part-time job, just so that I could like get out of the house. And it's funny because like I told my husband that, and he's super logical, and he's like, but Lisa, it's a job. You're leaving one job to go to another job. But I'm like, no, it's a break. It's a break for me. You don't understand. And then he's like, that's not a break. That's just another job. And I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Have you tried motherhood? Because you might think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but like I don't know. I've always wanted to be just a stay-at-home. I never found fulfillment out of any job. Like I just, I don't know. I guess that's just me. But like people are different. But I've hated every job I've ever had. Like I've worked in customer service.
The customer is not always right. Let me just say that.
I worked in hospitality. I worked front desk for a few years, off and on. I've done a lot of different stuff, but I hated every single one. And I was always like, I can't imagine being in one job for more than like a year or two. Oh, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Motherhood, I mean, that's a job that you have for like your entire life, but
right.
I don't know.
Well, it's these past 2 years, I actually wasn't supposed to be working. So I was working full time and I was working myself into the ground. Like it was so much work. And I love the kids. I love being a teacher and I love the moms, but it was just getting to be like a lot. So when we moved, the plan was that Mike was going to go be this administrator and I was going to be a stay-at-home mom for at least a year. And of course I'd be volunteering at the school, like I'd make pizza for pizza day and stuff like that. And so the kindergarten teacher had to retire. She just got really old and she just needed to retire. And so all summer, I like had this little feeling in the back, like a little feeling. I was like, they're gonna ask you to teach kindergarten. I'm like, no, it's gonna be great. So I'm like prepping like stay-at-home mom life. I got rid of all my teacher clothes. I'm like, I'm living in leggings and hoodies, and this is great. And I started like making like mom friends. Like, we're gonna go to the park, or we're gonna go have coffee. Like, oh my word, it's gonna be so great. And then like the school year keeps getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, hey, you find someone for kindergarten? He's like, nope. I'm like, you got any prospects? He's like, nope. I'm like, oh no. And I knew it was coming. And so then like mid-August, he's like, Brittany, we don't have anybody. And I'm like, and I'm not like, if I see a need, I'm gonna fill it, if I can. That's just how I am, even though like really didn't want to do it. Like I wasn't ready for that. I was really looking forward to being that stay-at-home mom. And I was like, I got to do it, because there's no one to do it, and these poor kids, they're not going to have a teacher. And I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, it's part-time, and honestly, I get to be with one of my kids anyway. And I had this really awesome friend who has a home daycare 5 minutes down the road from me, who would take my youngest, and I loved her, and she's great. And so I was like, okay, fine. So I had a lot of resentment, and it was really hard to actually go back to work, because I was really wanting that year off. I really wanted it. And I remember the night before school, the first day of school, I remember laying in bed, and I was just sad, because I was just really disappointed. And my husband's like, do you want to go to Target by yourself? And I was like, yes. So I went to Target and I got myself a back to school outfit. And it was really cute. It's this brown jumper, kind of like not gingham, that's not the word, a corduroy, kind of like a thin corduroy jumper, with like a really cute shirt to go underneath. And I got some new shoes.
Cute.
Like I felt like a third grader. Like, got my first day back to school outfit. And you know what? It was great. I had a desk and I painted it bubblegum pink, because I just felt like it. I've never done that. I'm like, I'm doing this. This is my room, and I'm just going to do it. And it was a great year, and I had so much fun. And then, and so just here I am now. And I'm like, one year, maybe sometime they'll find a new kindergarten teacher, and I can take a break, and I can, go live my stay-at-home mom life for a little bit. But I got really attached to all the kids too. So now I'm like, oh, well, even if I didn't work here, I would still be coming every day to come see the kids, because now I'm all attached, and I'm like their aunt or something. Like I'm like the cool aunts. It's fun. I do enjoy it. I do. Yeah. And now I get Molly. Molly's just finished daycare, and she's coming to K4 next year.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cute. I wanted to work. I wanted to do something that wasn't like being a mom, right? I had my moment of like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is too stressful. And so for a little while I was doing legal transcription. So I had like I guess freelance. It was like a company, and they would send me, audio files, and I would transcribe them. And so we got a part-time nanny. And yeah, I mean, it was fine, but like the money wasn't worth it, because it wasn't like paying for the nanny. Like I wasn't really getting paid that much. So I don't know, like I guess it was kind of nice, because it was like I could just do my own thing, whatever. But then, I'm still at home, and Lily's still there. And so I don't know. I'm just not a worker. I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm plus like the only thing that I have a lot of experience doing is like my paralegal stuff. I went to paralegal school, and being a paralegal is stressful AF. So I definitely don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, I mean, I like being a stay-at-home mom, but it definitely, I mean, I almost wish there was more structure than just I have to take care of things as they happen. Like I wish it was more like, like for you, like you have 7 a.m. at the door because you guys have to be somewhere, right? Whereas for me, it's like, no, I'm stuck at home all day. I wish it was a 7 a.m., especially, with COVID. Like I can't even like.
Oh yeah. You can't even go to like the story time at the library, and like little leagues were all shut down. Like no one could do anything. Like I was supposed to sign up my daughter for swimming lessons. I've been promising her swimming lessons for 2 years, but then COVID happened, and I'm like, sorry, you know. And so hopefully this summer I can get her into swimming lessons, because that poor kid, like we like went to like the YMCA to like see the pool, and she thought like that day was like, she's like, I'm ready like to jump in. I'm like, whoa, no, you're wearing jeans. You're not going in right now. Yeah, like everything just shut down, and I think like everyone became stay-at-home parents and everyone was like, what's going on? Like, I don't know if I could do this stay-at-home thing because it's not for everybody. Some, you know, a lot of, you know, some people like they just need to get out, and they feel fulfilled. You know, everyone gets fulfillment in their own way, and they need that other identity. And even if you are stay-at-home mom, I feel like you do need something that's like just yours, you know, because you're still Lisa. You're not just mom. I'm still Brittany. Like, no, yeah, at first I was 100% mom 24/7. I was pumping and breastfeeding and not sleeping. And eventually I was like, I need to be Brittany again. I can be mom, but I need to be Brittany. And so that's when I started doing my crafting and blogging again and stuff like that, just because I didn't want to lose myself, lose my original identity. You know, it's like a smoothie. It's a big mixture of things. Yeah.
What you said about like needing an identity, like that was the idea behind the transcription job. Like I was like, oh, you know, this is something different. But I don't know, I just I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I'm still trying to figure out how to be me and mom. Because we were talking about last time about how like I feel like I don't have any time to even like, I mean right now I'm not even like eating that much. So like I feel like there's almost no time to figure out who I am and stuff. And so that's why like this podcast is so exciting, because I'm like, look at me, I'm doing something that isn't changing a diaper. Like, you know, woohoo, you know, I don't know. But yeah, so it's just, it's kind of a mess. There's not really any rhyme or reason to my life as a stay-at-home mom. It's kind of, there's not really a schedule. Yeah, I just do the thing. I don't know. We just do the thing, and sometimes that's all we can do.
Yeah, you just wake up and you do the thing. Well, my first like true 100% you have become a mother moment was when Clara was only a few days old. She wasn't very old, and we had some friends coming over, and they were bringing like a lasagna or something for me, and they walk in the door to say, because they were here, they're like, hi. They walk in the door, and as they're walking in the door, the dog was like peeing on the floor or something. He was peeing or pooping. And then I think my brother or my dad were like yelling at the TV because the TV wasn't working. And then Mike and my mom were in the nursery because Clara was having like explosive diarrhea.
Oh no.
And they come in and they're like walked into pure chaos. And I'm just standing there like, hi.
This is my life.
Like, just come on in. It's fine. Just don't step right here. Just walk around. Okay, yeah. Now you can sit down on the couch. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'll just put a burp cloth on that. It's fine.
Oh my god. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, or else you're just gonna like go insane.
Yeah, you have to. My favorite parts of being a mom are probably when I'm taking the car seats out from the car and I see all the goldfish and all of the gummies and everything just fall out of the car seat, and I'm like, we could feed an army with all of this, you know. And crayons, and I found half of a hamburger in the back of my car once. I'm like, ew, how long has it been here? Why hasn't the dog found it? And like, I paid I don't know how much for this hamburger. Why didn't you eat it? Like, I'm offended now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think motherhood, like I think it's just one big mess, and you kind of just have to like be okay with that. Becky, when we did the depression episode, she talked about, you know, you just get up and you do the thing, you know, and it's true. You get up and you do the thing. I completely wing it. Like I'm completely winging all of this. And I think all of us are, but like some people are more like upfront about it than other people. Like I'm the first person to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, you know, whatever. And so I don't know. My husband and I had a conversation yesterday. It started out as a fight, but then we calmed down. But he's on paternity leave right now, but he's been going to the gym, and he's been like doing stuff, which is fine. Like it should be fine. but I have 2 kids now, and so, like, I've been getting, like, overwhelmed, and so really?
What's that?
And so yeah, so he's been like, he'll come back, hi, back from the gym, and he'll be like sweating, and I'm like, oh, I'm really glad that you had your you time. I'm really overwhelmed. Can you hear my daughter right now?
Oh, it's cute. My daughter would knock on the door when I was trying to go potty, and she'd be like, "You want to build a snowman?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to build a snowman. I'm trying to go potty by myself." And they'll just come in, like, look at me, and like, "Hi," and then they'll go, "Ew, gross." I'm like, "I didn't ask you to be in here. You didn't have to be here.
Oh my God.
Go away."
Gotta love motherhood. You gotta love it, or else you'll cry. I don't know. I mean, I love it. I love being a mom. I'm like the happiest I've ever been as a mom. It's just, you got to be real about, you know, sometimes it's just crazy. And if you don't laugh about it, you cry about it. And sometimes you cry about it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode of the Imperfect Moms Club. If you like what you heard, please visit our website at www.imperfectmomspodcast.com. There you'll find more information about us, a list of all our episodes, a blog, and even a merchandise shop. We love this podcast so much and are thrilled to be able to share it with all of you.